How did you get involved in all this? Like, when did you first start collecting, whether it be bugs or butterflies?
Well, it started when I was a young child, really. My dad and I, we fished every Saturday. It was Dad Mine's Day, and my mom, she had Sunday. We went wherever Mom wanted to go Sunday, but Saturday was our day, and we fished together. And while we were doing that, a lot of it was in the spring. We'd check out bird nests because we're in the forests and stuff, and then lots of times I went out on my own as a child and checking for them. Used to be a lot of thorn trees in the fields then, and they were a favorite spot for birds to nest in. And what I'd go in the nest, and you'd have to get them at the right stage. The bird egg, it's not developed inside.
Right.
You take one egg and just just take the egg. You don't touch the nest or anything else in it. Just take one because she'll replace it. She'll lay another egg, yeah.
Really?
And then you poke a hole in each end and you blow them out with a straw, and not a drinking straw. It's a straw you get in the field, like anyhow.
Like a reed?
Not even a thing, like a weed,
Yeah.
very thin. Uh, and you poke
How-
a hole in each end, and you blow the inside out, and that's it. You're done. This is one of the many. I have 52 cases like this, and I have approximately 1,300 species of butterflies, moths, walking sticks, grasshoppers, beetles, jewel beetles. Yeah, so anyhow, it's my passion, and I've loved it, and I show a lot of kids. I go to various churches, and I've set up, and they have coffee and tea and look at the specimens. So, yeah, yeah. This is an owl butterfly with the eyes.
Yeah.
When the wings are closed in the dark forest, and it is protection against owls and other predators.
Yeah.
They think it's another owl. Here's a peanut bud. He's got a head like a peanut on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Swallowtails got the tails.
Right.
That's how they. This is a moth up here. Yeah, a species. And this is a Madagascar sunset moth. And yeah, it's highly prized. Yeah.
I'll put this lid on it. I'll put it back up there. for
Okay.
you.
Yeah. But they're all full of butterflies. Ornithoptera. The grasshoppers from Peru. Katydids that sing in the forest at night. And some of our local grasshoppers. Anyhow, yeah. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. Yep. That's a EP specimen. It's perfect specimen. No scales off the wings, from no tears in the wings. And it's bred on farms just like cattle for for collectors.
Right.
You know, so you get good specimen. I wouldn't even think of mounting that if it had torn wings or anything like that. You know. Yeah. It takes a lot of time. I put a lot of time into this. Unbelievable hours.
Right.
You have to. You know, it takes each one that spreads. I may take a half an hour to an hour to spread it the way I want, with the legs all positioned properly.
Yeah.
And
A lot of work.
yeah, it's an ongoing process. It takes probably a beetle. It's a week's process.
Right.
Rehydrating it, unpackaging it, rehydrating it,
Right.
and then spreading it, and pinning it, and then when let it dry, and it'll stay in that position because they have an exoskeleton, as I mentioned, and
Explain that.
yeah, like human beings, God created us with a skeleton on the inside of us. Beetles, butterflies, moths have a skeleton on the outside, and that's why when we spread them and let them dry, they stay like that.
Right.
You know, there's internal stuff in them that dries up, but the outside is what we're interested in. And yeah, so as I mentioned, about 90% of insect life comes from the tropical regions.
Yeah.
Indonesia, Papua New Guinea, Australia, so.
Yeah.
And the collection I have here, it comes from all over the world, not just Canada. Canada has about 10% of the insect population here, but in the tropics there's 90%, And they have like 4 or 5 generations a year, or we have 1 generation of that insect here per year. Just the weather. The Cecropium moth. When I first dated Carol 53 years ago, this was flying around her porch because she lived out in the country, and this was flying around the light, the bright light at the side of the house.
Yeah.
And it was up and down and all over the place, and I got my hat and caught it with my hat and brought it down and kept it for years, and then I finally I got Keith to melt it for me.
Right. So
But
this
it
was a
has,
real story behind it.
yes, it has, and it's the male. It's got the heavier antenna, and yeah, they're a beautiful moth, and as I say, they're not very long-lived. They only live for a few weeks and they pass away. Gotta find it again. Here we are. Yeah.
I thought it was amazing, but
Yeah.
I'll
Hold it,
for you, bud.
would you? Yeah, it helps. Yeah. Here we are. This is the largest moth in the world, and they come even bigger than that. It depends on the size of the caterpillar, how big it grows, but when it hatches, it's the females are identical. All the spots and everything, one to the next, are perfect, the same. Now this is the male and the female, and for the protection, when they're flat out like that from birds and other things, God made this butterfly with the wingtips looking like the head of a snake, with the little eye and the mouth and all the scales of the snake down here. And that's just a defense mechanism from to stop predators.
They're all the way down.
Yeah.
Those other ones
Yeah.
here, right?
Yes. And you can see they have a little bit of it, but this is the most pronounced one that God created. Yeah. And they're each specimen is designated with scientific name.
Right.
And the wingspan, and the country of origin, and the date that it was captured.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Used to get them, people would call me for their son's graduating, could you do a butterfly display for them? And birthdays and Christmas gifts. My granddaughter has probably 15 butterfly displays in her bedroom, and it's fun. I enjoy doing that, and I enjoy people coming and seeing the collection.